Book of Leviticus teaches us a profound truth that the presence of God is so powerful, it can be deadly if approached carelessly. The Bible begins in Eden, where humanity walks freely with God, but sin shatters that intimacy, creating an impassable divide. Yet, God longs to dwell again with his people, placing his holy presence at the center of Israel's camp. But how can sinful humans survive near perfect holiness? This is part 3 of our 3-part series, exploring the ancient book of Leviticus. In part 1, we learned about rituals of sacrifice. In part 2, we discovered the critical role of priests as mediators. And now, in part 3, we dive into the purity laws that teach hearts to discern holy from profane. Now, I know these ancient rituals may seem strange, even barbaric to our modern minds, but look closer and you'll see they reveal timeless truths about forgiveness, community, and approaching God with humility. At its core lies the Day of Atonement, foreshadowing the ultimate sacrifice, Jesus Christ himself. Through Leviticus, the deadly gap closes, allowing even Moses to safely enter God's presence once more. Keep watching, because this ancient story still speaks powerfully into your life today. Gather close, my friends, for I carry the tales of the ages, stories carved in stone and whispered by prophets, words not of men, but of the Holy One himself. At the heart of Leviticus lies a divine rhythm, carefully designed to guide every aspect of Israelite life. This rhythm wasn't merely about rituals or festivals. It shaped their daily actions, their relationships, and their understanding of what it meant to live near a holy God. To some, these laws may seem rigid, a list of commands without reason, but holiness is not mere restriction. Holiness is the breath of the Almighty, shaping every aspect of life. Some laws speak of food, what is clean and unclean. The ox, the sheep, the goat, these could be eaten. But the camel, the pig, the scavengers of the sky, no, they were unclean. A woman who gave birth was declared unclean for a time, not as punishment, but as a reminder that life itself was sacred, and all things touched by it must be purified. Those afflicted with skin disease, the priests examined them and determined if they were clean or unclean, not to cast them away, but to protect the camp, to keep what was holy from the creeping touch of corruption. But do you see, these are not random decrees. They are a lesson written in flesh and blood. Life must not mix with death. Purity must not embrace corruption. The Holy One calls his people to be separate, to be a light among the nations. The laws of Leviticus 11-15 teach the people to recognize what is clean and what is unclean, what is fit for the presence of God and what is not. They were never just about food or ritual. They trained the heart to discern between life and death, between holiness and corruption. But outward purity was not enough. The holiness of God demanded more. And so, Leviticus 18-20 shifts from the external to the internal. It speaks of justice, of relationships, of how Israel was to live as a people marked by the character of God. Do not lie, do not cheat, do not steal, do not defile the marriage bed. Do not let your heart be hardened to the suffering of the poor. These are not idle words. These are the standards of the Holy One. For holiness is not only in the offering given on the altar, it is in the hand that feeds the hungry, in the mouth that speaks truth, in the heart that does not turn away from justice. Holiness was never about rules for rules' sake. It was a calling, a way of being, and at its core stood one great truth. Without atonement, no one could stand before a holy God. At the center of all these laws stands a single day, the holiest of the year, the Day of Atonement. On this day, Israel holds its breath. 2 goats are chosen. One, its blood sprinkled in the Holy of Holies, cleansing the place where God's presence dwells. The other, driven into the wilderness, bearing the sins of the people. One dies, the other is sent away to wander with the sins of the people. A sacrifice, a substitute, a living parable. And then the declaration, the life of the flesh is in the blood, for it is the blood that makes atonement for the soul. Blood, sacred, life-giving, necessary for redemption. But this was not the end of the story. Every sacrifice, every drop spilled, pointed to something greater to come. A day when atonement would not be sealed with the blood of goats, but by the Lamb of God himself. Taken together, these laws reveal a threefold path. 1. Ritual purity, Leviticus 11-15. Holiness in the physical realm, shaping how Israel approached God. 2. Atonement, Leviticus 16-17. The bridge between ritual and moral holiness, sealed through blood. 3. Moral purity. Leviticus 18-20. Holiness expressed through justice, relationships, and daily life. This was not about restriction, but an invitation to a life infused with the presence of God. Leviticus does not end with a whisper. It ends with a choice, blessing or curse, life or death. If you walk in my statutes, I will walk among you. I will be your God, and you shall be my people. But if they turn away, the land itself will cast them out. Yet even in exile, a promise remains. If they confess their iniquity, then I will remember my covenant. God's heart is not condemnation. It is restoration, always restoration. The sacrifices have ended. The tabernacle is long gone, but holiness still calls. Sin still separates, but the blood has been shed once and for all. Holiness is not legalism, but life itself. A call not to burden, but to become, to walk in the presence of the Holy One. Leviticus calls us still to stand in awe of atonement, to embrace a holiness that transforms, not to observe from afar, but to step forward, for the way is open. Hold these lessons close, for they are treasures meant to guide your journey. And as Israel moves forward into the wilderness, so do we. The journey continues. God leads still. Do you now see it, my friends? Holiness shapes not only rituals, but hearts, transforming communities, shaping lives, and drawing humanity ever closer to the Holy One. Join us next time as we venture through the next book of the Bible, the compelling journey recorded in the Book of Numbers.